Hi there, I'm Cornelius Koopman and welcome to All About Property. When putting your property on the market, it is natural to want to list it for as much as possible. But not pricing that property correctly could lead to it not selling or you having to reduce your price to below market value just to gain buyer interest again. I visited real estate professional Clarke to help us understand how to evaluate our properties correctly before going to market. Lee, welcome to All About Property.
Thank you, Cornelius. Thank you for having me.
Now, I think it's human nature for people to want to get the highest price for their property. What are the consequences of overpricing a property?
Well, overpricing takes you out of the market, and that's the last place you want to be when you get your property in the market. I think the idea is that when you get your property into the market, you need to have it at a competitive price based on recent sales in your area. And when you overprice it, you take yourself out of the marketplace completely, and that takes you away from your market audience.
Now, Lee, a lot of people use the municipal evaluation when they put their homes on the market. What are your thoughts around that? How accurate is a municipal valuation?
Geez, I hope the city of Cape Town start watching. Well, let's put it this way. The municipal valuation is a broad-based valuation. So in other words, a lot of it is done through aerial photography, which means that they're basically using the area from above. And that doesn't really help much. And also the fact that I doubt very highly that council actually goes and checks up on plans and stuff like that to see if any alterations or anything have been made on a property, because there's more to a property than what's going on outside. I mean, you add value to the interior of your home. You change your stoves from regular electric to gas. You change the countertops from melamine to granite to masonry. It instantly boosts your value of your property, and those are things that a municipal valuation definitely doesn't give reference to, and it can throw out your valuation quite a bit.
How can a seller empower himself? How would he know that that agent is not just going with a high price just to get the sole mandate, or recommending a very low price just to make a quick sale?
I would actually recommend my clients first do themselves a big favor and speak to as many agents as possible, and then go out there into the marketplace. I mean, there are reports that you can access on your area. Lightstone does a great report. You can get it on CMA, even on Property 24. You could basically go out there and you can see what the most recent sales are on recent listings on Property 24. So all you do is you look at a property that you believe is similar in price to yours, scroll down to the bottom of the page, and you'll see the recent sales history. So there's a lot of information out there. It's just a matter of going and doing the homework.
So Lee, tell me, what is a comparative market analysis, and why is it important that real estate agents use this analysis when they evaluate your property?
A comparative market analysis is basically exactly what it says. You're basically comparing what's happening in your marketplace currently, and you're basically using an apples to apples scenario. So if you're valuing a property at 500 square meters and 1,500 square meters stand, you try and find properties that are similar in values.
And are you talking about properties in that immediate area?
Yes. So you'd focus on the immediate area, because if you give an example like Plattekloof, if I was to do a valuation in Plattekloof and the recent sale was down the road or over the road in Panorama, I couldn't compare the two because both areas fetch different prices. So focusing on a specific area, a specific radius, makes your valuation that much more accurate.
Now, you and your team represent the Leapfrog Property Group in the Tiger Hills area.
Yes.
You've also got a very unique way of evaluating properties. Please shed some light.
What we try and do is we try to get clarity on the property itself. We open up our valuation first and foremost with the valuation amount, because not everybody wants to read 12 pages of your valuation. So we then do a confirmation of the property directly thereafter, and then we do an amortization page. And the amortization page is basically where we talk about all the financials. We'll actually calculate what your property's value is. We look at your property value, we look at the valuation that we found, and then we'll look at a bond amortization, which is basically to see what you still owe on your property at this date from the day that you bought it, because we have all that information via the Lightstone reports and so on.
Yes.
And then we further to that, we actually add what the compliance certificates are going to be after our commission, including and excluding VAT. So when the client gets the amount out at the end of the day. They know exactly what they're going to be getting based on what we believe the property should sell at. And that puts a lot of people at ease. Back again to the comparative market analysis. When we value properties and we compare it with other properties, we give them a map of all the properties that sold recently that we've compared these to. It's normally a map containing 20 listings, which is quite significant. And then what we also do is we look at the highest value comparative, we look at the second highest value comparative compared to their home. Then we look at the closest value comparative, in other words, a property which is basically the closest in value that we believe sold recently, and we look at the lowest. And accompanied to that report, part of the report, we actually give you detailed measurements of the property. We try and give you feedback on how many rooms it had, how many bathrooms it had, and then, but most importantly, we give you a street view shot so you can actually see that property from the front and you can compare it to yours. And this is why our valuation has done so well in our area.
And do you find with this evaluation that you're doing, that you convert more properties into actual sales?
Yes, we do. And I think the reason for that is because once we do the comparative market analysis, all 12 pages of it, sorry to give reference to that, we actually also then get the seller to agree to allow us to give a slimmed down version of that valuation to our purchasers. So they leave with a sense of, oh my word, okay, fine, this guy has really mitigated where all the other comparative sales are coming from. Yes. He's shown me the last four sales that we compared this house to, and it leaves very little to dispute at the end of the day, because we can prove how we got to our valuation, and therefore they cannot disprove that our property isn't worth it.
Just give us an idea of some of the main areas that you focus on.
My main area is Plattekloof because it's quite a huge area. It's basically a franchise on its own. So we have sectional title, we have freehold, but we have mostly freehold. And some of the sectional title are just basically freestanding homes within complexes. Those start off at the entry-level range of about 3 million going up.
And for 3 million, you get what?
For 3 million rand.
3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms?
Pretty much, yeah. So you get a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom home, double garage within a security estate, and obviously that accompanies levies. Then moving up into regular real estate with regards to freestanding homes, there you're looking at anything from around 500 square meters and 1,000 square meter stand. They're going down in size now. Those starting off at around the 4.85 million rand mark. And then my personal favorite areas, the 700 plus mark, so 700 square meters and a 1,200 square meter stand coming in at also that 5 million rand mark.
Well, Lee, thank you very much. It was lovely chatting to you.
Thank you, Cornelius. It was great having you here.